Morning.
This is the district attorney's office for the
Let
Monterey
me
County.
File a complaint, I guess, or at least go and started. Or a business, I guess, you know. Business claim, possible crimes. Well, it kind of involves him too. I mean, basically, I've got Smith and in right here and the police. You know, this is the cleanup crew for the city of Salinas. And he's basically taking an item. The next day, he's taking a 6-foot pole with him. So he's constantly stealing from the job site, other people's property, and saying that he's, you know, that he fell over himself. But, you know, he's stealing. And the cops are complicit in that. So this is theft, and they're fine with that. So they're an accessory to that. And this is a policy that the city of Salinas does, has done forever. They steal stuff all the time and take it home. I'd like to have warrants on their business and their homes because you're going to find a lot of stolen property.
I don't think they're enforcing that.
Oh, that was just all linked up here.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I could use a face covering.
No, I don't have one.
Do you have one? Right. I got you. Thank you.
I haven't been in this area, man.
I've never even been in here before.
It was remodeled a couple of years ago or so.
Is that right?
Yeah, so this was off limits altogether.
Was it on the corner before?
Huh?
What's on the corner?
In the corner.
Over there, in the portable. It used to be another homeless
Oh,
shelter.
that used to be the public defender's office.
Oh,
Now they're on the second floor.
oh, okay.
Second floor of that over there.
Got you. Someone came out, she met him, and they took her to the back, and she came back.
That's relay information somehow.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll get an assistant DA or somebody to talk to us.
Just a little transparency.
Yeah.
That's it. A little transparency.
Yeah, well, I want to know what they're going to do if they're going to do anything.
Yes, sir.
This place is nice.
It is a nice building. Like, we got some nice paintings, which I am a fan of art.
Yeah, nice chairs.
Did you see the city gave themselves $2 million to redo the city hall?
No way.
10 million? Did we do city
So
hall?
hopefully it'll be this nice or better.
How about they fix the roads?
Oh, right there, paint the ground.
Yeah, how about they?
Please, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
how about they-
All this COVID relief money, they spend it on themselves. We actually got, because they're gonna give these guys a $2 million contract, but our brand new council, the three that were just elected,
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. All right, well, you know, it's a heavy barge this year, you know, and honestly, it's a direction we feed on the same culture because we understand profit. We understand that's what we're supposed to do, you know. So then we can't stop it because we're already stuck in it. You know, we can't serve two masters, but yet we choose to on the constant. Kill the dollar.
$2 million, man. They could build some nice affordable housing with that money.
You know, that's actually, they talk quite a bit about that, but they're like, well, it has to be shovel ready right now because, you know, the funding has to be spent within 3 years. So, yeah, as long as projects take to get started, absolutely, that's not gonna make it. But, you know, see how, yes, but no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. But, is that a big but?
Yeah, well, we need stuff at the fire station, stuff Measure G was already supposed to pay for. They always have this show game going on, you know? They never have enough money.
Okay, sir, I'm sorry.
Sure.
How can I help you?
I am curious, I you probably heard a little bit already.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I might have came in a little bit after we started.
Okay. I do a YouTube channel and I video a lot of stuff called
Okay.
John Doe 13K, 2 words.
I'm
John,
sorry.
J-O-H-N, and Doe 13K, D-O-E,
So-
13K.
John Doe.
Yes, 13K.
Is that the YouTube channel?
Yes, it's
Okay.
only 2 words, no space.
Okay.
I witnessed the Sanborn Underpass sweep that happened last Tuesday. That was posted by the city of Salinas. I also wanted to bring up the improper notice, which seems illegal. And I'd like to also lodge hopefully a complaint against the city for improper notice and removal right after.
So the improper notice was for,
The far side of the underpass had no notice. Assistant Chief Manny Martinez said, we can't do that case because it's been improperly noticed, not until Thursday.
okay,
And then they came on Wednesday.
okay. So let me take this slow so I can get all the
Yes,
information.
I'm throwing you a major,
Okay,
but that's
so-
not what I was talking about.
You witnessed the Sanborn Underpass sweep, and when was that conducted?
Last Tuesday,
Last Tuesday.
so week 14.
Okay. On the 14th?
Yes.
Okay. And that one did have a proper notice.
That one had a proper notice for the side of the street where he picks this item up.
Proper notice. And that was for the sweep.
For one side of the underpass, on one side of the train tracks.
Got it.
On the other side of the underpass, there was no notice. And so Tuesday morning, they're like, we can't do this side until Thursday because we improperly noticed. That's on the video from Tina LaPearl, Community Development Department for the City of Salinas,
Okay.
and Assistant Chief Martin.
Is that on your YouTube channel?
Yes.
So all these videos are on your YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the one that this is titled is, Salinas posted notice for Sanborn Underpass. Salinas improperly notices. Let me see if I can get the actual words here. I can share it to an account or something, email it to you.
And you're with the California Union? I'm looking at your
Salinas, homeless youth.
And that's the official title, is it Salinas?
Salinas / Monterey County homeless youth.
Got it.
And I'm not reading the internet. There's too much steel in this field.
I know, right? That's one of the biggest problems.
I gotta go outside and get it.
We can go outside too. if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Excuse me, can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, I'll do it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so Salinas Monterey County Homeless TV?
Yeah, Salinas/Monterey County Homeless Shelter, yes.
And do you guys have an address or is it?
P.O. Box 6534 in Salinas. 6534 in Salinas.
And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
West. Yes.
Oh, perfect. And I will also bring you a business card. And is your YouTube channel? Okay, it is.
Yes. Let's see, where are we going?
Okay, so you mentioned that they were on your YouTube channel, right?
Right here.
That's what it's called.
And that's all.
This is one, this is two. Okay, this is the City of Salinas, CA adult improper notice, and then this is the one I tell you about, the close all that happened.
The Smith and Enright response.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what? You can send to me after I'll give you my business card with all my information.
I'll give you this time frame of 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Confirms we can't go there until Thursday. Or Monday.
So we're, okay. Thursday or Monday.
Okay, and so tell me more about, so they went earlier.
They went Wednesday.
They went Wednesday.
So the Tuesday, I witnessed him doing this. He's holding this tool for about an hour.
Okay.
And I have that, I have raw
Do you know who
footage of
that gentleman is?
His name is Rogelio, and he is the field operations manager for Smith and Enright.
For Smith and
Enright. ENRIGHT.
and he is, I'm sorry, the what?
Like the field operations manager. He's the guy in charge, supervisor. For that company. And he does this on a daily. It's even in the video where I'm mentioning this thing a little bit, and the other guy's, oh yeah, he stole all kinds of stuff. So that'll be on the video, I'm pretty sure. And then they also told me that in the past, one of the first things that ever happened was he stole a brand new generator. It was still in a box over at Shore Park back in like 2017. Oh, is that a new generator? Put that in my truck. And it came with a U-Haul. And this is like on the scale of like the tow truck stuff in King City. It really is.
So just so I'm understanding this correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. So your complaint is that items are taken from these sites
Yes.
without proper notification or posting of.
That is yes. That is the one instance that just happened last week. That doesn't happen constantly.
Without, we're talking about the posting right now.
Yes, for the Sanborn Underpass far side.
Okay. Let me write that down. Sanborn Underpass, far side. Okay. Sorry.
No, please.
I want to get as much as I can.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So that actually dawned on me first, right?
Okay.
That's how come I was videoing the second day as well, when I observed him with another 6-foot pole. And I guess I've been wanting to get this guy for a while, because they don't throw everything in the garbage, but as far as the policy goes, as far as I understand it, everything is property of the City of Salinas, and the City of Salinas has only one direction, which is the dump. So if anybody takes anything out of there, I believe that's called theft or embezzlement.
Okay. And do you know what you're saying that it's the property of City of Salinas? Do you know which site you're referencing? Like what section? Are you familiar with the section that you're referencing, or no?
It's not codified in the charter, but it's part of their policies and procedures, because back in 2016 they did an RFP, request for proposals and everything, and part of that procedure, because we had asked, well, what are you just going to steal all that stuff? No, it's all city property and it all goes in a dump.
So it's not being properly
Disposed of, or it's being
disposed of as.
And this happens on a daily. Big items, especially expensive items. That's what I think you're going to find. A lot of generators. I think you're going to find a lot of tools. I think you're going to find everything you see outside.
Right.
That people have. you're gonna find that there's an amass between him and the top employees and probably even the police department.
Okay.
You know,
And what do you think he's doing with these items?
probably reselling them, if not using them.
So in the first one that happened last Tuesday, the 14th, that one was properly posted
Yes.
and things were removed. When was the date on that?
This was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday.
This was Tuesday.
Okay.
This was Wednesday.
And that was Wednesday. Okay. And it's mostly metals.
That I observed, as well as generators, and what I can do is come back with, you know, especially if people think that there's really traction behind this,
Yeah.
you will get so many witnesses and testimonies.
Okay. All right. So let me take this information. I'll make sure that it gets up to our supervisors regarding your complaint, and then I will take a look at the YouTube channel,
Okay.
and I can get you my business card.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
As well as, I mean, you want copies of these?
You could actually email those to me if you would like.
Okay.
That way they all come
Yeah.
in together.
That'd be great.
And any other information that you would like to put in the email that you'd like me to share.
Okay. So the improper notice is one issue, but the constant theft, I think, is probably more prevalent. I mean, you know, the improper notice was one day, but it impacted like about 70 people, or maybe 50. You know, it was the far side of tracks, and probably half and half. So there was about 90, 100 people there, maybe about 50 people that were promised that they weren't going to get hit until Thursday. So they rested the whole night, and they lost everything. They got 1 or 2 loads away, and they lost all their food, their clothing, their home, their blankets. You know, I mean, anything that you need to function, you lost. I mean, you know, what they took was like a power box
Yeah.
and a set of tools,
Okay.
and they left everything else behind. You know.
Well, I will relay this to my supervisors. I'm an investigator with this office. And so I will bring you my business card. And if you have any further questions, you can just reach out to me. Okay? Thank you for your time, and I'll go get you my business card. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is like 1930s. The jail and this were like built the same time. So 1931.
So are these like the
White
like
guys,
like
Europeans.
the first prisoners or what?
I mean, you know, it's a Gothic look, you know, and the Gothic was very, very mean. Woo! Yeah, turn of the century garbage. Let's see. Well, she listened to Jenny. You know, I'm not sure you listened to you guys got that. You know, I showed her things. She didn't seem to discount anything. She just took information. She didn't really seem appalled or anything, you know. So if she had emotion, she was reserved about that. You know, it trips me out, the whole thing. I think she did trip out that there were 2 different items, and when I said this happened on the Tuesday for the proper notice, then she really tripped out. You know, because you know, these look like they could have happened the same day, one in the sun, one in the night. But this happened on the Wednesday, and of course he trips over himself, drops the pole, but then is sure to take the pole with him after he gets up. So you know, I'm hoping that's compelling to her, as well as this item. And you know, I guess they are going on flimsy evidence. I really didn't come with much, you know, other than anecdotal and what they can find on the video. You know, for, was it Salinas issues the improper notice and Smith didn't the right answer, where he just says, "Not my problem." And I guess I need to include that in my statement as she comes back. So I gotta make sure she understands that. So I guess I also want to give you a little bit more information.
Yeah.
As well.
Hold on, this is-
Thank you, appreciate it. So on the improper day notice, the Wednesday, I show up and I'm trying to find city officials. You know, they're doing their cleanup, so the city officials are on the far side. I can't really get their attention. The cops sweep everybody on the other side, you know, of tent. So that's their next spot to get. And then they're like, you got to go too. And I'm like, I got to talk to the city official because I know you guys don't have answers, and I need to get an answer, you know, because I'm getting it on record. And they're no, you got to go. And put us all in harm's way because the loader driver didn't even see any of us. Not the police, not me. They almost ran us all over. And you know, I guess I got threatened with arrest for trespass. I'm like, yeah, come talk to me, and we have to talk to me now. And then the couch thing, and then they broke contact. So, you know, I think they knew they were in the wrong to begin with because obviously it's improper notice. Everyone says so, even the assistant chief. And they're blocking me from any kind of stuff. Later, you know, so I scoot back and everything, and then I find Rogelio, this guy that fell, you know, and I'm like, hey, you guys improperly noticed, and he's like, he said, that's not my problem. You know, so knowingly, definitely he knows what he did was violating the law. And, you know, obviously the city's going to cover for him. So, you know, all this destruction of affordable property, you know, affordable housing and personal property is, you know, and they went straight for, I think you'll hear it on the video too, this guy John, he's like, they went straight for our camps first, man, right in the first of the morning. We just said, you gotta get out right now, you know, 5 minutes. And, you know, we're just rude about everything because that's one of the most sustained camps, you know, and that's the dude that walked out with the box, the big box, you know, and a set of tools. And he's like, I lost everything. And you'll hear that, big guy John. And that's at the very first and the second day. So, and you can tell because one's bright and one's cloudy. So, at the beginning of the bright day, that's where homie's saying. And,
Okay.
you know,
And that's on the YouTube channel, right?
I think so, yes. And if you need more information or, you know, corroborating evidence from, you know, other stories, because, I mean, it's happened in every single sweep. I mean, you know, we had shelter in place. There was like a calm. There was no war on the poor. But once California reopened, we obliterated every single established campsite, you know, because we were reopened. We don't have owners, you know, and they stole all kinds of property at that point. Again, big score. You know, so I know there is a proliferation of things, just like the tow company. You know, I mean, how many cars did they have? How much money did they have?
Right.
You can't hide that.
Right.
You know, and I'm pretty sure because if he's this brazen and they're that cool with it, there's bigger hauls.
Okay.
Than that.
All right. If you could send me copies of those,
Yes.
I'd greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
And anything else you might leave here not remembering, something that you would have told me, you can email me
Excellent.
to that email.
Excellent.
Okay, if there's anything else that you remember that you didn't mention today. Okay, and I will make sure that this information gets passed on.
Okay.
Okay.
And what do you think will happen? What scenarios are likely to happen? What are the possible scenarios?
I would have to look at the YouTube videos. It's going to take a little bit of time. We'd have to kind of research what the policies are, what the SALINAS policies are for the city, things like that. So I couldn't give you an answer today.
Okay.
I don't know what, you know, we have to do an investigation, right? And that sometimes can take some time.
Okay.
We'd have to research the policies and things that you mentioned today just to see, you know, what is in place, what is written, what isn't written, to be able to come to a determination of what's going on.
Okay. And how much information will I get from the determination and investigation?
Well, we'll probably be able to give you a little bit of information. You know, hey, this policy wasn't in
did
place.
these steps.
Yeah, we did these steps. We looked into this information. Fortunately, this is here, or fortunately, this information is not here. And so we'll be able to give you a little bit of information as to the result of the investigation or us looking into the information that you provided today.
And I mean, you know, it doesn't show that he put it in his car, so,
Right.
but, you know,
Yeah.
at the same
So
time.
those are things that we need to consider, you know, we need to consider exactly where these are, where these items are, right? So we'll look into it. I'll definitely look at your YouTube channel videos, and I'll pass those on.
Okay, and if it would help, I can find the owner of this too.
Okay.
And get him to
Yeah.
go for
Any
it.
information you can collect, that's, you know, it helps out. But we do have some research to do regarding some of the policies for the city.
Well, so do you think? I mean, if it was allowed to take stuff home, which sounds kind of like weird.
I can't make any comment on that because I don't want to give you any misinformation.
Okay.
And because I don't know what the policies are, especially for these sites, it's really something that we are going to need to look into. So I really don't want
I have a
Fair enough.
to
question.
give you a response right now because I don't want to give you misinformation.
That makes sense.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, the police and all of them are claiming that some of these homeless people steal what they have, which is, so if somebody like that is taking home something that they claim that the homeless stole, isn't that wrong? I mean, if you're thinking that the homeless people stole this and then you're taking it and stealing it, what does that make the person?
Well, you know, here's the thing. Unfortunately, I don't know all the facts.
Right.
Right? None of us know all the facts, right?
Right.
We don't know where any of this stuff came from, and that's what we do. We try to do as much of research and investigation as we can. Unfortunately, that is not something that I can answer for you today, because, like I said, you know where every piece of property came from. That's one thing, but we don't, and so we can never speculate as to where something. We can only validate it was there.
Okay.
That's what we can.
We're like, wow, we got 20 generators right here. That's kind of odd.
The only thing that we can validate is that the items were there at the time that they were seized. Is what I can, if the items were there and they seized them, then I can only speak about what was there at the time it was taken. I can't speak to as to who the owner wasn't, and how the property was procured. So unfortunately, that's not.
Do you see this as a pretty flimsy case at this point?
I don't know. 'Cause I don't know all the facts. I don't know what the policy is. So I'd have to look into a little bit more of the information that you provided to me today. I can't just give you an answer today. It's a good solid case. It's a
When
flimsy
I do
case.
get an explanation, will it be a thorough answer or something vague?
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to look into something, and we can tell. I mean, we can answer any questions you have at that time. Once we're able to give you a response.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd appreciate
Yeah,
something thorough rather than something vague.
Yeah, definitely. But you have my email,
Yes, ma'am.
so feel free to share any information that you wish. Like I said, sometimes I know you're probably thinking about so much right now that you want to get out. You might have forgotten something, so feel free to give me any additional information that you might have that you didn't remember today. I'll be more than willing to pass that on.
Okay. And do you have any idea how long the process might take to get a response?
No, I cannot tell you that.
At least a couple of weeks, probably.
Yes, at least a couple weeks. We just have to figure out some things first. I might not be the one that's looking into it. It might be looked into by somebody else. And we do have caseloads as well. So we try to do things as efficient as possible and in a timely manner.
And even though this is like a sister agency, there's not going to be any kind of bias.
We look into the information that we are given. That is what our job is. We are not siding with one side or the other, right? We are given information, and that's what we look into, right?
There's been some misses on that.
Right. Well, I can tell you what my office does and what our experience. My office, I was an investigator. I don't take sides.
I appreciate that.
And
Cool.
we look into the information,
Well,
right?
I feel confident that it'll be based on the merits of it.
Yes. Yeah. So I will make sure to pass this on. Do you have
Okay.
any other
I'll
questions?
send this to you soon.
And myself, my work number's on there as well.
Excellent.
Okay.
I have a
Thank
real
you very
quick
much.
question if you have time.
Yes.
This is not related to this, but just I was blocked from a public forum by the Salinas PD. They blocked it from their Facebook page for about 2 years because I questioned the morality on the officer-involved shooting. So I was finally reinstated after Steve Kerrigan contacted the chief and told her to reinstate me. But they've completely obstructed any kind of investigation as far as who the individual was that did the blocking.
Okay.
So I'm being denied my due process, my First Amendment right, my 14th Amendment right.
Unfortunately, we don't own any of the rights to Facebook and who can block and not block. And that is something that needs to be taken up by.
Okay, hang on again. Let me get that again.
So we are not responsible for whatever Facebook page Salinas PD puts out.
Okay.
You have to actually talk to Salinas PD regarding.
No, I'm not asking you to be responsible for the page. I'm asking who investigates the chief of police, the head of internal affairs, all that, I can't, if I turn in a complaint to the head of internal investigation asking him to investigate himself because he was responsible for that Facebook page by his own admission. Alright. He was one of the 21 people responsible for the administration of that page. And we have no idea what their names are. That information's accessible, but they're not giving out those public records. They're not doing any admission of any kind of culpability for what they've done. So that's what I was asking, is where would that kind of complaint go to?
I mean, our office accepts complaints. We could look into it. And if it's not something that we will take on ourselves, we can possibly guide you to another agency that will.
All right.
Yeah.
So would that be something that'd be best to write out, or
Yes.
make an appointment and then talk to you?
It would be best to write it out and then possibly make an appointment.
All right.
But I would suggest writing it out and then submitting it as a complaint. Just as an
As a
information.
complaint
Her.
to you
Yeah,
or to the
just-
police department?
No, to our office. And like I said, it will probably be looked at. And if it's not something that we look into, we could possibly find you an agency that will look into it regarding privacy and policies for Facebook.
First Amendment rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with Facebook at this point because it is a public forum,
Right.
right?
But we could possibly provide you with additional